Let us start with the unit of temperature. Degree Celsius is the common unit of temperature. We know melting points of ice is 0 degree Celsius, boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. If we talk about standard unit, that is SI unit of temperature, then we have Kelvin. Kelvin is the SI unit of temperature, and melting point of ice on Kelvin scale is 273 K, and boiling point of water on Kelvin scale is 373 K. We can see here melting point of ice in degree Celsius 0 degree Celsius, and melting point of ice on Kelvin scale is 273. It means 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273 K. Similarly, 100 degree Celsius is equal to 373 K. In this way, we get a formula for conversion of Kelvin and degree Celsius. We can use this formula. K is equal to degree Celsius plus 273. Suppose we have 20 degrees Celsius. We want to change it into Kelvin scale. Then we will add 20 plus 273, means K will be, that is Kelvin, will be 293. 293 Kelvin, means 20 degrees Celsius will be equal to 293 Kelvin. Similarly, if we have temperature in Kelvin scale, then it can be converted into degree Celsius. Now, we see how we can change the state of matter. If we talk about water, in solid state it is ice, in liquid state it is water, and gaseous state it is water vapor. We can change the state of matter by two ways. First, by changing the temperature. Secondly, by changing the pressure. As we are talking about water, in solid state is ice. If we heat ice, it will get converted into liquid, that is water. If we go on heating water, it will be converted into water vapor, that is in gaseous state. We can reverse the process also by cooling, by lowering the temperature. Now, let us talk about pressure. If we apply pressure in gas, it can be converted into liquid. As we have LPG in our cylinder, gas has been liquefied and filled in cylinder. Now, if we talk about dry ice, that is solid carbon dioxide, it can be converted into gaseous state if temperature is increased to normal room temperature and pressure is decreased. Then solid carbon dioxide directly converts into gaseous form, and this process of conversion of solid into gas without changing into liquid is called sublimation. The reverse process is also called sublimation. If gas directly converts into solid without changing in liquid, that is also called sublimation. Solid to gas and gas to solid. Now let us talk about latent heat. What is latent heat? This is the amount of heat given to change the state of a substance without increasing the temperature. There are two types of latent heat. One is latent heat of fusion and the other is latent heat of vaporization. Let us see latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization one by one. What is latent heat of fusion? This amount of heat in joules required to convert 1 kg of solid at its melting point to liquid without change in temperature is called latent heat of fusion. For example, latent heat of fusion of ice is 3.34 into 10 to the power joule per kg, means 1 kg of ice requires this amount of heat to convert it into liquid or water without changing the temperature. That's why ice at 0 degree Celsius is more effective in cooling than water at 0 degree Celsius. Now, latent heat of vaporization. The quantity of heat required to convert 1 kg of liquid at its boiling point to gas, means this amount of heat is required to convert 1 kg of liquid into gas without changing in temperature. For example, latent heat of vaporization of water is 22.5 into 10 to the power 5 joules. Means this amount of heat is required to convert 1 kg of water into gas or vapor without changing the temperature. In this way we have seen latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization.